we are back. And today we're going to play a little Black White Vampires. This list is pretty different than the last list we played, but a guy I follow on Twitter has been claiming that he's had a fair amount of success with it. I'm definitely going to be interested in figuring that out. Find it awkward that it runs Fumigate over Bontu, because I just think Bontu might be better in this deck. But the big surprise to me of this deck is there's only one Adanto Vanguard. Like, this card's super overperformed for me every time I played the deck. So it's going to be kind of interesting to play this card. I'm glad that it's packing the Radiance Destinies. The last build we played didn't. I think this card's actually underrated in this deck. I think Profane Procession's insane versus a lot of decks at the moment. I'm not sure that I think Sentinel's better than Crook or Silent Gravestone, but I guess we're going to find out the hard way. I mean, it could be. I'm not actually sure. A bit of a hater of the card, so. What is up, Mr. Jordan slash Christian slash Jordan Christian? How are you today? Hope everything's going well for you. Apparently I've got some kind of fuzz on the bottom of the old mouse. But whatever. Into the game. We'll click yes. Alright. Well, we drew a 2-drop, a 3-drop, and a 3-drop, and a 3-drop, and a 3-drop. We just drew a lot of lands. That's okay. I think the hand's relatively strong. Yeah. Wouldn't mind to have one less land and one more spell. That's okay. Can't have everything I want. There's only 4 removal spells in this deck, so it's not feasible to assume I'm going to have one in every opening hand. Which is a little light on removal spells for me, because I'm a big proponent of feeling that you need a removal spell in most early games. I have no idea. It will depend on when my mother is able to come home from a Zork. That card's pretty good. Can now no longer press F6, which makes me sad. Am I ever allowed to block here? Probably not. I probably just have to take my one. Interesting. Don't really think we're blocking, so we're probably attacking, right? I like how his shocks are even 4-mana removal spells at this point. So I can have one or the other of these two things alive. I guess I have to keep that one alive. Drawing the second Radiant Destiny is definitely not what I want. Hopefully we'll draw like a Call to the Brotherhood. I think that's what it's called. I'm not sure. Alright, well, we get a little Dusky Boy out here. It's kind of not good. And another land's probably game. I just don't think we can come back from this. We can't block. Too far behind on board and we can't really block, so. Maybe we can still draw a call, but who knows. Like, a call would do a lot of work here. Another Yahini's probably not what the doctor ordered. guess I keep attacking with at least one? A positive note is these get a lot better next turn. Because we already have 8 in play. He doesn't really have an attack this turn, but he's got 3 cards in his hand. None of them were a creature, so like they're either all lands or they're all burn. Either way, that's obviously absolutely horrible for me. Go ahead and click Vamper here. We get to flip that now, which is something. We got a couple burn spells were just dead, but then again, I guess if he had a couple burn spells, he would have already killed us prior to the attack. Our opponent's just going to take it. That is a lot of damage. Alright, well, we're going to have to see if they have the burn spell. We know they didn't have it, because if they'd had it, we wouldn't have got this untap step. So the question is, will they get there? It's another land. I don't think that changes much. So that can't block. Okay. I guess we just block it with this. We have to block it with something, right? Okay, my head. Why did they slow row us? This is beyond annoying. Like, why the hell would they slow row us? Like, if they actually have the lightning strike, I might get annoyed here because this makes no sense. We're absolutely tapped out. Okay, he didn't have it. That's fine. Like, if he was actually slow rolling us there, you would have saw me get salty. I don't get salty pretty often. I will say I get salty occasionally, but like that's one of the things that would have set me off right bright and early, that versus a tapped out opponent he was going to do all that and then just lightning strike us. Oh god, I would have been so mad. You guys don't even understand. I would have been livid. My top would have blown. I don't even care to lose, but my top would have blown just based on the slow row. I think we might want this card, but I'm not sure. Do we want Profane Procession? Seems like it's a little bit slow, but it's one of the few ways that we can deal with Hazoret and Phoenix. I think one of these should have been a cast out. I definitely want these. I feel like some of the slower cards in the deck are probably the Radiance Destinies, but like they just won that game. I think this card's kind of slow too. Probably don't want to draw more than one Radiant, so we can probably shave some number. But I definitely think we want some. That card just doesn't seem great in this match. Do we have a card worse than this? Maybe it's just too good with these. I almost just want to sideboard out a Dusky Boy. I have absolutely no idea. I think I'm going to take out a land on the draw. I think I'm going to take out one land on the draw. Like I took out a dual land because coming to play tap lands offend me. This hand seems pretty reasonable. That's their 1-mana Planeswalker, but their 1-mana Planeswalker doesn't really match up well with our hand. It does do some things though. Ooh, that's a good draw. Can you imagine if this was instant? I'm pretty sure I would block here if given the opportunity. Play the only spell we can play. Technically block with it. I don't know if it's ever worth it, but we technically can. Seems fine though. Huh. Well, I just kind of want to play that and attack. He could not have a removal spell, or maybe he only has one. Either way, we don't have a very good block for this, so we'll like be gaining a life. He gets to gain a card, but I'm mainly doing this because we have Call of the Feast coming down the following turn. Wow. I didn't know that card still got played. Yeah. So, maybe that was a mistake by me because I wasn't expecting that card to even be in his deck, much less his hand. I guess we have to take this, right? Just that kind of can't block. Or maybe we can put all three of them on this. Can't go that bad, can it? Like even if he's got a removal spell, we'd kill this. You'd have to have like 2. If he's got 2 removal spells, we probably wasn't winning anyway. Oh, he's got Invigorated Rampage too? This guy's deck's insane. I think this card's very bad. But we're definitely just dead in this spot. I guess we're not just dead. We can draw another call. No, we're just dead. Alright, well we got beat by 3 cards that I didn't even expect to see in our opponent's deck, so I guess that'll happen. Yeah, we have no out. I should have just conceded. I shouldn't call it bad. I should say I think it's bad versus decks that you expect to be bigger on the board than you with tons of removal. Like there's certainly matches that you want that card. I just don't feel like it's good in this match. I'm still just not going to bring this card in. I still think it's too slow. I shouldn't have said the card was bad. I think the card's fine. I just don't think it's good in this match. I think you'd rather just have like Glorybringers and Phoenixes. I think they're better in your deck in general. Alright, this hand's absolutely terrible, but I don't think I can mulligan it. I don't think I can mulligan anything that's got like Radiant and Call. Kind of interesting. They didn't have a 1-drop. It might make our hands significantly worse, but who knows. And they can just shock my face? It's insane. I don't think Trample seems relevant, though, because I don't think... If our deck's doing what it is supposed to do, I don't think that them having Trample lets them win on the ground still. I still think they have to go to the air. Unless their deck's just... Maybe I'm wrong. Like, they're going to beat mediocre draws with cards like that. But I'm not sure that they beat good draws with cards like that ever. I'm pretty sure the only way that you beat this deck, if this deck has a reasonable draw, is literally Glorybringers and Phoenixes. But, as I said, we have a pretty anemic draw right now, so like maybe I'm just wrong. Not sure how good Alindra is. Pretty sure I definitely just don't block here. So you have a removal spell too? Alright, so I definitely just don't block. Let's start with this one. Just don't think you're going to beat me on the ground. Even with cards like the card we were just talking about. So just don't think it does anything on the ground. That card's cute. Huh. Kinda want to attack with both of these. But it kind of like trades this, this, and this to deal 3 damage both ways, and that's probably not worth it. Probably just wait till I can do something better than that. Because like next turn we can Deadlands a blocker and then shoot the Everspear Harvester, so like unless he has... Nope. I've not actually saw that list. It does, but it just feels like we can do better though, because it feels like we can do something just like this turn. And give him no good blocks because we're turning on the Revolt for our Fatal Push. He's going to kill this in response, which is fine. We still get a 3/3 out of it. It just seems like we could do a lot better by never letting that one thing get into combat. Alright, so all my guys got a little bit smaller, but I'm still just not sure what you do versus the board. And if you do have a Sweltering of Sun or something that beats the board, I don't know how you're going to beat the Yahini. So he's just dead on board. Yeah, I just don't think cards like this do anything. Like I said, I feel like you have to go to the air to win a match like this. he got us pretty good in game 2, but like, but he may not have those cards too. Like we're like making assumptions that his deck is built in a particular way. Like we don't know whether he has Glorybringer or Phoenix. Yeah, and like he literally just said he doesn't have Glorybringer. So we figured it out. It makes a lot more sense. He doesn't have the flyers, so like he just didn't have other options. But like I just don't think this card's ever really beating us on the ground. But so like if he did have the flyers, like he would have needed them. But he didn't have them, so like I said, it makes a lot more sense now that we know he doesn't have the flyers. We did not know that at the beginning. We were just like making blanket assumptions. I've actually not saw a list without flyers in so long that like that just kind of surprises me. I guess the Phoenixes cost a whole lot of money though, so. Oh well, so were you our opponent? Let's check out what he was playing. Pop up JJ's homage real quick. So I think this was our opponent, I'm not exactly sure. Let's go ahead and click yes on this for some reason. Ah, come on, deck. I'm trying to look at something here. That Sand Strangler took me by surprise too. I wasn't really expecting it. I assume you brought in Key to the City. Yeah, this list doesn't look specifically good versus us. It's down to 22 lands though. That's kind of interesting. So it's just like a lower to the curve deck with 4 Invigorated Rampages. I like this deck. I might play this deck later tonight. This is quite a different take on the deck. Actually, I like this deck a lot. Harsh Mentors, 4 of them seems like maybe a lot, but overall, this deck looks pretty sweet to me. I guess I'll quit looking at the deck and get back to the game. So we have a pretty poor draw. I just don't know what this draw beats. It doesn't beat any of the blue-black decks. It doesn't beat mono-red. I'm one of these people that just really doesn't want to mulligan if I have lands and spells, though. We certainly currently have lands and spells. I'm gonna keep it. I don't know if I should. We have, like, a bunch of 2-drops, so, like, maybe we're supposed to. Because there's some, like, chance that this will be turned on turn 3, but I don't know. We have lands and spells. I'm not a good enough Magic player to really mulligan when we have lands and spells. I definitely like that list. How's it been working out for you? Okay, so they're that deck. Oh. They have not droned particularly well. That's kind of bad. Kind of bad for us. Blue item bomb with servos. What'd you beat? That's an interesting card to take. It's the card I thought was kind of the worst in my hand. Black-white tokens treasure? Yeah, that deck's probably too slow. do we have sideboard options versus this kind of player? Come bring in the Profanes and they do something, I guess, but like they're not even that great versus Vraska. We're just bringing in 4 Duresses and hoping it's enough? This match doesn't feel like it's great. So now you're going to make us discard the Mavren? I don't know what it's called. It's something. I didn't even bring Fumigate in. I don't think we have anything for this match. I guess I'm just gonna bring in the Duresses for the 4 removal spells in our deck. I don't even know if I can do that. Does his deck play Gifted Efferborn? Probably. So I probably have to have some removal spells in my deck even if I don't want them. Right on time, Concealed Courtyard. Feel like we can go ahead and go on to game 2. Loki playing this deck's surprising, because I wouldn't think Loki would play a medium deck, and I felt like this deck's pretty medium, so like, maybe I'm just wrong, maybe it's better than I think it is. Maybe it's better than I think it is. I think we're just dead now. Wait, I'm guessing this is the big dogs. Pride of Conquerors. Huh. So this is all about the horses, yet there's only 2 horses in it. I don't know why did I find that weird. So our opponent specifically didn't get deserts. I guess that's kind of scary as well. Like, why would you not get deserts? And how are we on turn like 6 or whatever and only drawn 3 creatures? Well, I guess we've drawn 4. Bookmark this deck too. Actually, I'm just going to download this deck. We might try this deck sometime. I don't think we can win. Yeah, I'm just going to scoop it. I don't think we can win here. So not having the cast outs in the sideboard seem pretty bad in a spot like this. Definitely want that card. Is this card good here? I don't think they're really killing our stuff. That's not true. They kind of are, aren't they? I don't think I can just get rid of Thopters and just die to Gifted Efferborn. I have to have some answers to them. I feel like I have to have some answers to them. What if these cards are the worst then? So much power on the board. That one's good versus Bontu and Yahenni, though. I guess that's not that good versus Yahenni, and they only have 1 Bontu. Alright. We'll keep this. Yeah, I have a few different accounts that I play in certain situations myself. I anytime I'm playing a joke deck, I certainly don't play on this account. I play a lot of joke decks. Kind of like that horse though. It's a bit interesting to me. I'd like to just draw a 3-drop so that I don't have to slam one of these. Like, ideally speaking, I would just like to play a Maven this turn. That's not a Maven. Alright, whatever. You got us. Doesn't have to have an answer. Like, this could not be Fatal Push, right? Probably kills this one even if it is. Blue Red Hollow one is us. Hey Kosher, I saw that you 5-0'd with something weird today. And for some reason it's blanking my memory. I'm very aggravated at myself for not being able to remember the deck that I'm trying to think about. Yeah, the blue-red gifts. There you go, the celebrant gifts or whatever's. I don't know what the card's actually called. But yeah, that gifts deck. What made you get off the New Perspectives plan? If he doesn't have a sweeper this turn, we get to flip Legion's Landing, which is kind of cool, I guess. I've been wanting to try the New Perspective decks ever since I saw your 5-0s with it and since you showed it to me, but I just do not think I'm a good enough player to play it. Like, it's kind of confusing to me. Back up there. I think I have 5 between friendly and competitive leagues with 5 different decks. I am not what you would call consistent. That's pretty hot, though. Really hope our opponent just doesn't have another removal spell. That'd be great. Just take 1,000,000, please. 1,000,000? There you go. Take that 1,000,000. You can do it. Yeah. Opponent confirmed, 1,000,000 taken. I don't think there's any reason to play the Martyr to Dusk. Like, if he has a removal spell, we're just going to end up with a 1/1 Vamper anyway. If he doesn't have a removal spell, we're just going to win. Or like mass removal spell, I mean. He's just not going to beat us if he doesn't have one. Mono Black Aggro. Blue Red Enigma. I wish that one had got posted. I don't think I saw it. Temur Miracle Grow's pretty cool too. I wanted to try the big red deck. You're talking about like kind of like the treasure red thing? Is that what I'm assuming that's what you mean? So opponent's going to 11. We have 6 attackers, so alright, so we at least get a game 3 versus them. Oh, Lannery and Glorybringer? There was the new Treasure Red deck that I saw that I was wanting to try that only had Rekindling Phoenix and Glorybringer. Let's see if I can find the list. But I've been wanting to try this deck a pretty good amount. It's treasure map, not treasure chest. Come on, serious? Where are you at? so many of them, it might be actually hard to find. Maybe actually find hard to find the list that I'm talking about. I think it was in last week's 5-0 dump. I'm not seeing it though, so maybe I'm just wrong. I swore there was one. Maybe it's listed under something else. I have no idea. This is now aggravating me. Sorry, guys. I give up. I'll find it later. I don't think I'm changing anything from the play to the draw. Maybe I don't want Thopter Arrest. Maybe I really just want Fatal Push. It's more mana efficient. I saw the list that Daniel I can't pronounce names, that Daniel top 8'd with, or 5-0'd with, was kind of interesting. I believe the list I saw only had 4 Glorybringers and 4 Rekindling Phoenixes. Oh god, a blue-white deck. We'll keep this hand, but this hand's obviously pretty terrible. We literally have 1 removal spell. Or sorry, 1 creature. I can't talk. Oh cool, a 5th land. Exactly what we want. Maybe I should sideboard out and land on the draw. Just how do we beat any of these cards? Well, we don't ever beat this card and we can't get it off the board, so I think we just try to figure out how to beat the other stuff some other way. Don't care if he really Fatal Pushes this. So what do we got over here? It's just blue, white, and bomb. Got an Essence Scatter in the main deck. That's different. How's as the Vizier Anointed's been very good? Favorite this deck too. I have 24 lands. I'm feeling like I should be sideboarding 1 out on the draw every game. We might should only even have 23 in the deck. I think I'm gonna go ahead and duress him here instead of doing the extra point of damage, because like he could draw his own duress and then we lose this. So these are the 3 cards he has. Alright, well we gotta draw something or we're just gonna die. But we've drawn 1 creature in, 10 cards, so. I'm not even sure I know what river... Yeah, I definitely just do not know what Riverwise Augur does. Alright, cool. Another land. Exactly where we want to be. We need to draw some Call to the Brotherhood, and we need to draw them fast. Oh! Yeah, that card's kind of cool. Come on, Call to the Brother. I keep calling it Call to the Brotherhood, but now that I've read the card, it's called Call to the Feast. I have no idea why I thought that card's name was Call to the Brotherhood. I think it's because I play a different game called Path to Exile, and there's an item in that game with this name. We draw a second one of these, like we have a legitimate chance. Well, that one's not really one. It's just another land. Opponent missed a land drop that turn too. It's kind of interesting for us. Like, how good's this hand that he missed a land drop? Come on, deck. Whatever. I guess I'm just attacking with 2 3/3s for the rest of the game. I mean, obviously until he just kills them both, but... So he can literally just kill one, untap, and deadlands it if he feels like it. Yeah, we definitely need to draw some Call to the Feast, or like some Dusky Boys. Dusky Boys would be good here. We need to like fade his last Vraska. For as long as we can. If he's tapping mana in his main phase, that's scary. That's significantly less scary if he's sacking a land to do it. Ah, cool, just another land. Well, we've drawn 2 creatures and 15 cards. That's fair. I don't know if that matters, but yeah, that is fair. Alright, we drew a Dusky Boy, so at least we get to try to draw 2 things. Right on time. Another land. Drawn like 11 lands in 9 turns. Pretty sure this is a card that we have to have now. We've almost drawn 2-1 lands. 12 lands now in, 18 draws, so we've had 12 lands and 6 spells if my math's right. That one's not terrible, at least. At least if he kills that one, unless it's a Vraska's Contempt, we get another little 2/2. Oh, he had the Contempt. Rip. Alright, come on, Kyle. We have 3 of these in our deck. He has 2 of these in his deck. It's kind of a race. Or 1 of these, technically. Don't care a lot about that card. Maybe we should have left a Lindra in, but I never expected a game state like this. But anyway, he's got this now, so we're in serious trouble. Right on time, Dress. I don't think we're completely dead. Like, I still think we can, like, draw Call to the Feast or, like, a Dusky Boy into a couple of Call to the Feasts and potentially win this game. We're certainly not favored now, though. Not by a long shot. And his top decks are better than ours on top of that. Even though I think he has more dead spells in his deck than we have in our deck. I legitimately don't think we have a single dead spell in our deck except for Duress at the moment. And like, probably a third of his deck's dead. But he hit first. And that's what matters. It's like this card's not even dead, it's just not good. Apparently didn't tap my mana right. Wrecked. Guess this card's less good. Not sure what they're casting that makes that good. Did they draw another good spell? Onward, you henny. Like I was saying, though, I think it's going to be real hard to beat this card at this point in the game. Hey, local. I like how we're going into turn 15 and we've only drawn 4 creatures, and that's if you count this as a creature, which I mean I do, but we've still only drawn 4 creatures in this amount of turns. That's pretty sick. Oh yeah, boys. Our 5th creature on turn 15. It's exactly where we want to be. This game was competitive up until a couple of turns ago. We could have definitely drawn a Call to the Feast and had a chance to win up until a few turns ago. I don't think there's anything we can draw at this point. Just 10 lands left in our deck. I don't even think that matters. Maybe there's some world where we can draw like Dusks into Calls on like back-to-back turns or whatever, but it's like pretty unlikely. 9 lands left in our deck. This match actually felt pretty good. I don't think this is a bad match. Just press an F6. If he's got a Fatal Push, I don't care. He can kill the Deadlands either way. Like, this card doesn't help us win the game. Cool. Alright, well, we're definitely dead. I think we've played 5 creatures this game, and our opponents played 4, 2 of them being ours. Or do we play 6? I don't. I've lost count at this point. We played 5 or 6. I would go back and count it, but there's no real point. We just like ran really bad, but that's fine. It happens. Wonder what opponent's considering in this phase. Oh, alright, I'll scoop to Vraska. Have no way to remove Vraska from the table, so we're definitely dead to it. It didn't appear to have Gifted Efferborns in the deck, so maybe we shouldn't have played Fatal Pushes. Maybe we should have just played Delandras. I think that deck typically plays some of them little vampers though. Alright, we'll join the game. Ah, cool. Well, this is the exact opposite of last game. I guess we keep it even though we can't play the majority of the cards in our hand. Another white card. At least we know we won't draw that one back, because there's only one in the deck. Thanks, Moto. Seems like you're still in the same pattern from yesterday. I don't think I care if he counterspells this with a Censor. I think I'd rather him Censor than cycle, especially when he shows us this as a land. That's fun. Try to play something that he needs to counterspell. Because we don't want him casting Glimmer this turn. So like we want him tapping mana. Don't really care if he like casts Censor on it. Again, just want him tapping his mana, don't want him casting Glimmer. This game's probably real hard to beat or win game one. Again, just want him tapping his mana, don't want him getting to cast Glimmer. Don't want him Supreme Willing for like a removal spell or anything. That's disappointing. That's disappointing too. Really wanted to land that turn. Because now we get wrecked by Fumigate. Of course, if he had a Fumigate, he probably shouldn't have Supreme Willed this. He very likely should have just Supreme Willed for a land and cast Fumigate on the following turn. So I'm just going to assume he doesn't have one. Not that him having one really changes my play at all, but... Three Supreme Wills. By the way, do not play Supreme Will in your blue-white approach decks. It is just worse than the alternatives. Do not care if he has Settled Wreckage. Just do not care if he has Settled Wreckage at all. If he has Settled Wreckage, it doesn't do us any good just to attack with one thing. Because if we attack with two things, like we're asking to just lose the cast outs. I played those in the wrong order. I should have played Yahenni first. That was a mistake. Definitely should have just played Yahenni first. He's got 2 settles that's hard to beat, but like I said, don't care about 1 settle at all. Looks like he has 2 settles. Oh no, he's got a cast out. That's fine. But again, that's one of the reasons that you don't play around settle. A lot of people say you're supposed to play around settle. Just do not play around settle in these decks. Make them show it to you. Because you're just not going to beat the cast outs and stuff when you play around settle. And they have more cast outs and farm to markets and Effer meltdowns, etc., than they do settle. If they're settle, we're definitely just dead. See, like he had 2 cast outs, so just attacking with 1 creature that turn didn't really do anything at all. Yep, and there's a farm. But you see why you don't play around settle, right? When you play around settle, you're asking to die to all of this other stuff. And then the turns that they don't have settle, you just win. So this is kind of interesting. If he doesn't use Field of Runes, that's him just saying that he 100% has a settle in his hand. He just 100% has settle then? Because he could have kept himself from being dead on board? Can we beat settle? I don't know if we can even beat settle. He just has to 100% have settle, right? Not presenting lethal though, so like just attacking with 2 things doesn't really do anything. Just I guess just let him settle us. It felt like he almost 100% had a settle, but maybe he doesn't. Yeah, maybe he just doesn't then. Goes to 1, that's kind of odd. He had to have something though, right? They put a card on top and a card on top. They literally put 2 cards on top. But this time I can play around settle because I can present lethal anyway. Should have played my courtyard first. How did he put on top and top? He literally put on top scoop. That makes no sense. Like, I'm going to attack for at least 1 point of damage no matter what, and I'm probably going to attack with 2 things to play around like another cast out or another farm. That makes absolutely no sense. How do you put on top? You literally could have looked for a spell, right? Like, you could have tried to find settle instead of like some weird bluff. That's never going to work. I definitely want these. Not sure if I want these. Like, Regal Caracol is pretty darn hard to beat, though. Eh. How do we beat Regal Caracol? This doesn't really do anything versus it. The Fatal Pushes don't do much versus it. This is okay versus it, but like it's not good. I almost want Fragmentize too. I like Fragmentize is really good here. I think being able to kill Binding, Cast Out, Authority, Search are all like pretty relevant things. I don't think I can keep this on the draw, even though this hand's essentially perfect -1 land. This hand's terrible. Let's keep it. Just cut ourselves bright and early. Both put on top. Don't care if he Essence Scatters it. You got a haircut? Your hair's already like super short. He didn't censor last turn, so I'm just going to assume he doesn't have censor again this turn. Don't really care if he Essence Scatters it or Supreme Wills it. Like, those are spells he can play any turn. Same thing. Don't care if he hoodoos it with a Settled Wreckage either. There's a point where we might worry about a Settled Wreckage, but like it's certainly not this point in the game. We have one big creature. Oh, it's just Regal Caracol and we lose, potentially? Not Regal Caracol. I do not think that card's good versus us either. So I'm starting to think the two Thopter Arrests in our deck should definitely just be cast outs. Because like if they were cast outs, we'd leave them in this match. Let's see what our opponent has pre-combat. Could affect their combat decisions. We'll attack with both. If he's got to settle, he's got to settle. It's not that big of a deal. We like turn this into a 1/1, so we basically lose one creature. Cast out on Yahini, I assume? Yeah. It's not that great. It is a sweet card. I just don't think it's that great. They do have a lot of good compliments. You can't deny that. Alright, so that's probably enough to beat us. Not entirely sure, though. It may not be. I mean, like, we still have a lot of stuff going on. I just have to assume that he has more things. Because he's now officially missed a land, so like both cards in his hand are spells of some kind. And that's what I'm worried about more than anything here. If one of them's an approach, maybe it's not that bad. Considering, you know, he missed a land, etc. I don't think I care about Settled Wreckage. I'm going to play this pre-combat, though. Just to have something else to sack to Henny in case he just like makes a big blocker? He's got settle, he's got settle. Pull from tomorrow. Another card that I would have sideboarded out in this match. Either I have a base misunderstanding how blue-white approach does, or like all of these random opponents do. I'm not sure which it is, but one of us clearly doesn't understand the deck. I'll take my bet on which one that is. I'm going to assume it's me since he just took an extra point of damage for no reason. For literal no reason, he just took an extra point of damage. So I'm going to assume it's not me that doesn't not understand. Long story short, I don't think we can beat a settled wreckage this game anyway, so I'm not going to try to. I'm just going to scoop if he has it. Let's move on to the next game. I'm going to assume it's not me, considering like we were literally tapped out and he took an extra point of damage. Like the beginning statement I made was one of us doesn't understand, and then he made an onboard error. So I'm going to assume it's he that doesn't understand. Just going to make the assumption that he doesn't understand when he's making the onboard errors. I don't think I'm changing anything. Kind of want a Lindron to play, but like he's not showed us a Fumigate. We showed us one Fumigate, but I don't think I want to draw multiple of that card anyway. I think I want like exactly one of it. Alright, we get to keep a 7. Who expected to get to keep a 7? I didn't expect to get to keep a 7. I feel like this vampire deck needs more 1-drops. Think you're better than Lieutenant. Just drawing an extra card I think is that important. Not going to play around Censor. If he has Essence Scatter, he has Essence Scatter. Don't care about Essence Scatters. Oh. That kind of makes me want to change my mind about my play, but I'm still just not going to. One of these days he won't have a turn 2 Essence Scatter because they typically don't even play 4. He's going to have the turn 2 Censor this time, which is fine. That's like the punishing feel. You never care if you get Essence Scattered, but you care a lot when you get censored. Alright, will we get our land this turn? Does not look like it. If he counterspells this, the game could just be over on the spot. And the game is now just over on the spot. Assuming he has a reasonable draw, we will not come back from missing a land drop. Not with this heavy of a mana casting cost hand anyway. Had a pretty good chance till we missed the land drop. I would have felt favored. Don't care if he counterspells this. I feel like we're getting ghosted now. Like, we just have to be getting ghosted. There's no chance. I do not believe we're not getting ghosted. Like, he instantly Essence Scattered last turn without thought on the Dusk Legion, then he absolutely ignores the Dusk Legion the turn that we have another land? That doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make sense. Can technically attack for lethal next turn. But he's probably going to have a settle. Would like to draw a duress here. That's not a duress. We played a massively different build day one, and we played in a friendly league. I honestly don't remember the record at all. This deck actually feels pretty good. I think the deck feels actually really good. Don't care about that. I still think this card's not very good in this match. I don't think it's doing anything right now either. Guess I have to play Call to the Feast then? I am not in a friendly league, Ricky. I don't play friendly leagues when I'm playing reasonable decks. I guess this one? Neither of them are particularly good here, but this is the one that can potentially give us lethal next turn, depending on his plays. Don't care a whole lot about that. I actually think that's relatively good for us. Depends on what he discards here and what else he has to play. He discarded a Cast Out, so I guess we're just dead. He discarded a Cast Out. What in the hell could we have? No, I'll still play friendly leagues. I just haven't been playing friendly leagues when we've played reasonable decks. This deck's reasonable, I think. Gonna go ahead and play around Settle. Try to get our Alindra up big enough that it's relevant in case he has Fumigate. Maybe I shouldn't have wasted the Fragmentize. That may have been a play mistake. Like, he can't cast Approach. Well, I guess he can cast Approach because he can have a blocker. Goes to 15, takes 12. Yeah, he can have Approach, I guess. You'd have to lose real quick in the Comp League as well. I actually don't care that much if I get ghosted. It's basically only relevant if opponents are playing counter spells. Nice. Yeah, I imagine you just run over those decks real hard. Don't know what he's thinking about. Like, if it's blue-white approach, he just has to, he just has to cast it, right? I thought Alindra had a likelihood of getting counterspelled. I wasn't sure that I was going to do that. Like, I hadn't made my mind up that I was even casting that spell. That was the main reason. Like, I don't know. I expected him to have a cast out or a settle. This is kind of interesting. So he's at 15 life. We've got a quote-unquote lethal attack, but then we just died to Fumigate. How do we not die to Fumigate? Not sure there's a way to not die to Fumigate. We just die to Fumigate no matter what, right? Or not Fumigate, but we die to another settle. I just want to play both an attack and shake his hand if he has Fumigate. I think that's our best chance to win. I don't think Chef Etting does anything. If we Chef Et, these things do 12, and he just blocks this for 3, and if he has Fumigate, he wins. Like, Legion's Landing seems like it does the same, or just casting the other Legion's Landing seems like it does the same thing. Like, I don't know. Maybe we just attack with everything. He has Fumigate. We can, like, replay the Legion's Landing and the Martyr to Dust, and if he draws absolutely nothing for the next 2 turns, it's enough. It's like forces him to block Alindra. That could be the best line. Puts him at 3 life and forces him to block Alindra. So if we do that, then he plays Fumigate. He's going to gain 6. Sorry, he's going to block this, and he would gain 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to 13. We untap and play U and U. No, we can't win if he's got Fumigate at all. If he's got Fumigate, we just can't win. We have no outs to Fumigate. Alright, so if we have no outs to Fumigate, I'm fine with this. I'm willing to just be dead to Fumigate. Don't really have any outs to settle the wreckage either. We have Duress for settled wreckage. Oh, he's tapping his mana fast, so he definitely has it. He just has the other approach. That's fine. Sometimes you just draw 2 approaches and you win. And we lose. But we drew no sideboard cards. Feel like we can win either of those games with a single Duress. Hey, we're playing versus Donkey. And our hand's stone unplayable. Still going to keep it. Like, this hand is absolute trash. Donkey almost always plays a red deck. He's might be on the black-white tokens deck now. Cool. Red Rover, where are our creatures? I think we're missing 1-drops in our vampire deck. I think that's the big difference in our deck, in my deck. Oh, that card's kind of cool. We're probably a favorite in a Vampire Mirror. Won't swear to it, but we probably are, right? So I can just, like, cast my thing and play this and get a dude for free, right? Yeah. Just cast my thing and get that dude for free. That uses the mana really badly, but it does give us a 2/2 lifelinking blocker for free. He's stuck on 2 lands? JK. JK, not stuck on 2 lands. Block this as fast as I can humanly block it. How does he have that in his hand still? Like, how is that card just not better to play than one of these other cards? I feel like using Fopter on this and just attacking with this again. Just getting extra creatures feels like it's worth it to me. We also have Vigilance now. Feels like that's worth it to me. I don't know. I like the post-combat call to the feast, which seems pretty important. This little thing could be a problem. He couldn't have just drew it because he missed a land drop the turn before, right? And he played a 2-drop the turn before. It's probably fine just to block here. I'd start trading them at some point. Felt like we were really far ahead, but maybe we're not. Because it seems like his Maven's going to be a lot better than our Maven this game, and he drew Legion's Landing. Seems like those things might swing the match to me. This is a weird no block, I think, because now he just lets me get another Maven token. Giving me extra tokens feels bad. Well, that's a pretty easy block. That's a pretty easy block. We just take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're only taking 7, so we're at 5, attacking with 9 lifelinking. It's probably fun. That's just stupid, though. If I'm making this block, I might as well do this. Gain 8. It's probably what I should have done last time. I wasn't thinking. I think I messed up last turn's block too, then. Another Legion's Landing. Short. That was kind of a good draw. He's got great blocks here, though. Yeah, him having Legion's Landings is definitely going to be the difference maker in this game, I believe. And I went ahead and killed Maverum because we still have a Deadlands that can deal with this dude. He needs to kill this guy. He's just like giving me extra blockers every turn. Still have more? You still have more. You don't like my attack? I loved my attack. Kinda just want to play a Danto. But that can't be right. Kinda just want to play a Danto. I guess I'm willing to take another hit. He has the lone game, Murph. Like, our 3/3s aren't very valuable. Him not attacking seems good. So he gets like a massive block here. But I get to kill 2 of his things. I don't care about his life total. Like, this isn't a game that you win by a few points of life. It's a game you win by millions. So the life totals are practically irrelevant. His Adanto's a huge problem. Sure. So we get to kill this thing now. I don't know, maybe I could have just sacked this, or maybe I could have just used the Sheffet Dunes and attacked or something. Wait, how did he concede to me? I was close to conceding to him. I'm not sure how he conceded to me. I was close to conceding to him. Hey, Edwin. I was pretty close to conceding to him here. Maybe I don't understand how this game's played then. Like, we're a little ahead on board, but he has this card. It feels like he just has an ability. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't get it. I really thought he was ahead. Maybe I just maybe I'm understanding the board state. I don't know if Profane Procession is good enough. Yeah, and I thought that game could go either way, and I actually thought he was marginally ahead. We were at 11 life. We had a lot of life we can gain, but we were at 11 life. I think Thopter Arrest is probably just worse than Fatal Push as well. Because he could have Fragmentize and things. Speaking of which, do I think Fragmentize is good enough to bring in? Not actually sure. He scooped to the Odonto, and I really want to sideboard the Odonto out. But if I sideboard the Odonto out, he might not scoop. I really want to sideboard the Odonto out. Odonto's real good in this match, I think. Now we're on the draw. I'm going to cut a land. I'll cut one basic plains, I think. JK. I'll cut one swamp. I don't think that game was close to over. Hey, Spartans. I'm not sure if I noticed you earlier. It's been for a friggin' hour, but thank you so much for the follow. This hand feels too slow. Yeah, I'll keep this with a scry. Alright, at least somebody agrees with me my hand was not good. That always feels fun. Uh-oh. I don't know. He had a flipped Legion's Landing in play, and I had 11 life. Not sure that I was ahead. I did have better draws. In a heartbeat. Never lucky. I missed land drop 2 and our opponent top never lucky. I missed land drop 3. I only had one creature though. A creature that he could just block, and I can't really keep affording to pay the 4 life when I'm taking 2 in the air on top of that. I think I'm just going to take these 2. Figure out what we do with Fatal Push later. He had 37 life in an Odonto. I truly feel like, and a flyer that I couldn't block. I feel like he was slightly ahead. Like, I'm not saying that we were going to lose the game or anything, but like, I definitely felt ahead, or I felt behind. We have to do math and count how many of each card I have, don't I? Guess it's better to get a white. We have more white in the deck. White lets us cast something. Or lets us cast more things. Aha! We should have got a swamp. Science! We should have got a swamp. There's less swamps in the deck, so like maybe I'm supposed to get a swamp, but like there's more things I can cast off one white. Like Legion's Landings. We draw second black, we can literally cast nothing. Yeah, I'm not saying our opponent had won the game, but with us at 11 life, him being able to at least chunk 2 of it in the air every turn, us having to spend 4 life to even get value off the Maverin, because the Maverin only triggers if we attack with the Danto. It doesn't trigger when we attack with the other tokens. So like we're having to pay 6 life to even get more tokens. Alright, and then opponent scoops. I think he just doesn't like our deck. He was just already 0-2 and didn't have the heart, it seems like. That's not going to let us look at our next card. Donkey's a good friend of the stream, though. Alright. So comments on the deck so far, it definitely needs cast outs. Like, I'm trying Thopter Arrest over cast out because I thought it was the same versus Hazoret and Scarab God. But, like, I've wanted cast outs versus the other matches. So, like that's probably just not right. I should probably have it, even if I do want Thopter Arrest, I should probably have access to some kind of cast out or some kind of Ixalan's Binding out of the sideboard. Alright, do we acquire a Pity Chest? That's the best hand we've had tonight. Deck needs red and blue lands. Do you even have a list for us to look at? Uh-oh. I feel like Dragon Catacomb decks just can't be that good at matches. They all have to be kind of bad, right? Like, it feels like this is basically our worst match other than tokens. And I don't even know which Dragon Catacomb deck he is. I feel like they're just all equally, like, great versus us. Just gonna play Yahenni. He didn't use Censor on turn 1. He doesn't have double blue, so we're just gonna hope we can sneak it through. And he'll not have a moment of craving or whatever. He had the moment of craving. Yeah, us not having 1-drop seems pretty relevant. I definitely feel like we need 1-drops. Yeah, he could push it with this. He paused on this card for a minute. Makes me feel like he has a counterspell. Guess I'm just going to play the better one, regardless. I think this is a match that we get to sideboard a land out in again. This 24 lands have felt like too many. Yeah, I agree with you. 24 lands have felt like there's just too many lands in the deck. That was one of my first comments, Donkey. Supposedly this deck was made by Jack Kiefer. With a few changes. I mean, not the exact 75, but I'm just going to lead with this one. I don't think we scoop. We do have Thopter Arrest. Like, we're drawing the Thopter Arrest. If we miss with the Thopter Arrest, we probably scoop. Commit. Short. I feel like I need 1-drops. I feel like I need Vanguards. I feel like I need less lands. I feel like I need cast outs. My general comments so far. I'm going to go ahead and play this just in case for some reason he Gear Hulks me. Goes like Gear Hulk into memory and me losing my Shefet Dunes would just aggravate me to death. The Sanctuaries seem unneeded. They seem pretty bad. Delandre's been pretty good versus us. Versus Mono Red, Delandre was great. But I've sideboarded it out a lot tonight too. It's probably too much. So there's the Gear Hulk. And he's going to Moment of Craving this dude. And we're going to be in bad shape. feel like this match is just miserable. Oh, wow, he's killing this one? That has to be good for me, right? I guess it's not that good for me. He knows what our top card is, and our top cards are relevant. Irrelevant! They don't even have a good attack. Guess I should have tapped these. This resolves at least I can attack. With the whole world. Probably pick our cards up if we see a second Torrential Gear Hulk. Just gonna block this one then? Yay! Those are good draws at this point. It's probably not worth it to deal 3 points of damage, but just sitting back and doing nothing doesn't beat him either, does it? I can literally sit back and cast no spells and do no attacks. We can't win. Why would you take the damage? Why do so many people take that damage? I should have played my land. F6. F6 going to get you every time. If he's playing his land there and not even bluffing, there's a good chance that he's just using memory. Yeah, not playing that land was so bad. So bad. Alright, well, I guess we'll play our best 2 mana efficient threats. Go on about our day. He's got 7 cards now. This has to be terrible for us. Especially since we didn't draw an answer to a Scarab God. And not drawing that answer to a Scarab God's probably too much. And there's a chance that if we draw it this turn, it's enough. That's not it. I guess he's going to counterspell one of these? He about has to? No. Not counterspelling that. Alright. Sad thing is he can just kill our Maverin here in a second and then like start making his own vampires. Please don't kill our Maverin and start making your own vampires. He's got 5 cards in hand. How do we ever win? I'm going to lose a match where our opponent casts Memory. It'll be the first time I've ever lost to somebody casting Memory. Or maybe I'm not. Maybe he just doesn't have anything. I guess he could just not have something, right? It's pretty hard to believe that he's not drawing a counter spell or a removal spell. Okay. Karate chop. I don't think it's enough by any stretch of the word. You can get 2 more blockers next turn. So all I'm doing is really gaining some life here. Dealing an inconsequential amount of damage. He's got 5 blockers next turn. We have 1 attacker that can get through it. Think we dead, folks. Well, the Maven was dead anyway. Oh, why did I attack with it? I mean, we're dead anyway. Like, I plan on scooping next turn anyway. Just attacking and dealing 4 damage wasn't going to win. Like, there was already 2 creatures in our graveyard. He was already going to 5 blockers. We just wasn't getting past that. Unless we drew exactly Call the next turn. And then, like, putting in his graveyard seemed kind of irrelevant. I guess we bring these in here. We bring these in here. And we bring these in here. We get rid of these, we get rid of these, and we get rid of these, probably? I don't know, these are still good versus Scarabian God, I guess. What the hell else do we get rid of? Maybe Duresses aren't good enough. Why are Duresses in our sideboard if they're not for this match? I think Radiance Destiny is just not good enough. Kind of like dead cards in a lot. I just don't want the Radiant Destinies. Our best draws are Radiant Destiny draws, though. 5 black cards, no white mana. Or no black mana. Alright, we'll keep this hand. This hand's very good. Had to put down on bottom because we have to try to find a land. This hand's very good, though. We did really well with approaching this league. We probably 4-1'd it versus the opponents we've had. So we're going to attack first, and then play a Profane second. Because we have so little gas in our hand, I don't want to play Maven into a Censor. And I want to try to cast a Profane before he's got mana for a Disallow. He probably doesn't have Negate, and if he's just got Censor, he's got Censor, that's fine, but I'd rather save the Maven. I think Dusk Legion's probably better than Maven here as well. I think there's just, again, a good chance it's going to get counterspelled. He's got Commit and Memory, so like the Profanes aren't necessarily great in this match. Assume he'll have a removal spell here. I mean, like, they're very, very good, but if we don't have pressure, they don't win the game. And as you can tell, like, we're currently on, like, turn, what, is this turn 5, maybe? Yeah, it's turn 5, and, like, we only have 3 power in play, so, like, we don't have pressure. We don't even have mana to cast this yet. That was actually really good for us, because now we get to flip this and, like, resolve another one of these if we want. Well, I guess we don't. He could have, Fatal Push. Alright, so now we get to flip it for sure. Flipping it seems pretty huge here. Another Moment of Craving kind of sucks. Don't care too much that he has a Field of Ruin. Still goes to 9. It's kind of a 3-turn clock. He's got a lot of gas right now. It's kind of an interesting card here. So let's smash again, see what he has. This one gives us another threat if he has Bontu. Or like Yehini or whatever. Another Gearhulk's not bad. So next turn's the turn I gotta start being careful with my Profane Procession flips. Because next turn's when he has 9 mana for the Scarab God as well. We definitely want to be able to do it EOT anytime he does cast Scarab. Do we make a token or not? I don't think we do. We just get a white mana. I feel like he's getting ready to cast a removal spell post-combat. I feel like he's going to cast an Expertise or a Bontu or something here. He's going to disallow that trigger? And leave himself deadish on board? Deadish on board. So we could go for the win with the Sheffet Dunes and make him show us Fatal Push, which he's not showed us yet. Or I could just be safe and take this. I'm just not going to go for the win. I'm going to play it safe. I feel like these Profane Processions are just too good not to play for. And now, he has to have like a sweeper plus another removal spell. If like a sweeper alone is not enough now. Alright. Disallowed our profane trigger. What a rude boy. We changed anything? Think so. Still don't want the fatal pushes. He didn't show us glints, gifted Everborns, kingpins, nothing. He could have them and just not have drawn them, but he certainly didn't show them to us. Elandra's okay, but not great. He's got too many things like Moment of Craving or Vraska's Contempt, or just like, you know, Essence Scatter, our 4-mana spell. Fragmentize isn't good enough. So it really comes down to just, do I want Destiny or not? Which Destiny helps our best draws, but it's like so bad in our worst draws. It's like pretty medium in our medium draws in this match. I think we're just going to run with what we've got. Maybe I don't want to get rid of the Deadlands, though. Deck's pretty equal in colors, right? Got a little bit more white. Trying to decide whether I'm getting rid of a Deadlands or a Plains. Instead of just like arbitrarily a black mana. Got 3 more white sources. Kind of just want to get rid of a Forsaken Sanctuary. Alright, we'll get rid of a Deadlands. What was our opponent's record, by the way? I wasn't paying attention. He was 1-1. Apparently I got a message from somebody. I don't know if this is going to pop up on screen or not. Oh, it's from Edwin. I'll look at it now, I guess. But God, this is such a hard way to read. Admiral's Orders, Champion of Wits, Viziers, Winds of Rebuke. Is that the bounce spell? Cryptic Sir. Oh, Enigma Drake. You're playing an Enigma Drake build. That deck's kind of sweet. No, I like that deck. Alright, we'll keep this hand. I think it's pretty powerful. No worries, mate. No worries. I was able to read it. I didn't see the Enigma Drakes at the beginning and the Cryptic Serpents, and I was just like, what am I looking at? I need to play one of those. Have you tried Riddle Form in it at all? I was a big fan of Riddle Form, what little I tried of it. Like, Riddle Form way overperformed for me. Do I want to play a Dusky Boy, or do I just want to play a Martyr of Dusk? Martyr of Dusk attacks for more, and it's harder to kill, I guess, so... Guess we'll just play Martyr of Dusk here. If it's got Fatal Push, like, we still get a 1-1 out of it. That's fair. I think I kind of just want to play this. It doesn't even do anything pre-combat, though. Like, I value this Dusk Legion a lot. Mainly because I'm missing land drops. I don't value the Maven a whole lot in this hand, considering we don't even have creatures yet. And he's got about 1,000,000 ways to kill it regardless. So I was kind of hoping he'd spin an actual counterspell on it. Like, I value the Dusk a lot, right? Like, I don't want the Dusk to be counterspelled. It's the card I want to resolve the most. So if it's the card I want to resolve the most, it feels to me like it's the card I should be playing the least. But maybe playing Sentinel is okay because of the Scry. Oh no, I pressed F6. Oh, I'm so bad. Why did I press F6? Why did I press F6? Why did I press F6? It's not going to matter, but why did I press it? Man, if he brought in the gate versus me, power to him. More power to him if he brought in the gate. Yeah, playing that land ended up being a huge, or not playing that land ended up being just a huge mistake. No processions? Alright. Yep, not playing that land ended up being a massive mistake because, like, we could resolve Maven this turn. I think pressing F6 that turn potentially lost us the entire game. It's kind of like that bad. It's pretty much that bad for us. He has 3 cards in hand and none of them are land, plus he has a Search for Azcanta. I don't think this game's winnable. Like, I just legitimately don't know what we could draw to win this game. Like, that Search for Azcanta just buries us. Think we had a small chance to win this game if we'd resolved our stuff 1 turn earlier. But the fact that he's got 3 spells in his hand is a big issue. Can't believe he has Golden Demise. What decks are popular enough for Golden Demise to even be playable? Like, am I just wrong? Golden Demise isn't a good card, is it? It's like bad versus mono red, it's bad versus tokens. Guess it's good versus like the green white decks and stuff. But Yahini's expertise is just as good versus those decks, if not better. That's the Essence Scatter. Well, if we never draw another creature, that might not matter. Just never draw another creature. River's Rebuke. Also an odd card here, but like it's pretty good here. Alright, well, we're going to start with this because it's the most important card and we know our other cards are getting counterspelled anyway. I'm not even sure River's Rebuke was a good play that turn. Seems to me like just using Azcanta seems like it was better to me than playing that River's Rebuke. I mean, I don't expect to win this game regardless. We have absolutely no action with our aggro deck. His draws on average are just significantly better than ours. So, like I said, I just don't expect to win anyway. But I'm still not sure that play was great. Alright, spin the wheel. What amazingness does our opponent get? Oh, well, that card's really, really good here. I guess it's not that good. Why are you putting that in my hand? You gonna make me shuffle it away? The odds of me just redrawing it are so high. Alright, you got him. So I guess you have another disallow for it too, then? Because you'd have to be insane to actually use memory in this spot, right? Hey, Dumbo, you came in time to watch us get a nice 2-3. I think we've ran really bad in this event. I say that a lot, but I felt like I've run pretty terrible the past couple of days. I had multiple games today where we're drawing like double the lands as we have spells. So I guess you just have another hard counterspell for this. Suppose I could wait till I find a duress to replay it. Eh. Just go ahead and counterspell it. I don't care. Wow, did he not have the counterspell? He made that play and didn't have the counterspell and then hit. Sometimes Magic's beyond frustrating. Sometimes Magic's just beyond frustrating. Like, definitely didn't have it. Well, definitely didn't have it, but probably didn't have it. Yeah, the opponents made several lines that make absolutely no sense. Like I can't even envision the cards in this hand that would make them make sense. Is this pretty bad? Because now when he just plays Scarab God, we lose. But like we're not winning this game anyway, so we just kind of like have to hope he has nothing. Not too much interest in it. I didn't think the format was particularly great. I was thinking about playing one tonight, but I doubt I will. I legitimately just don't think I even have an out right now. Maybe if I draw like exactly another Profane Procession from the top of my deck. That'd give us some out. He's already used 2 disallows. Yeah, it's the throwback Pharaoh's draft is going on right now. I don't know, I guess there's some way that he could just not have anything. kind of interesting, so now I know not to attack. Because if I attack and he plays Scarab God, he gets this back. Then he has 3 blockers to our 4 attackers. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it to do... Or 3 blockers to our 5 attackers, sorry. I don't think that's worth it. Especially when you put on top. It's okay. I don't think it's that great. I think it's, I don't think there's a lot of options in it. I think you basically have to play certain decks. Alright, so I guess this is our last stand, our great chance. He's just going to disallow it. So we don't really have a good attack this turn. Passing doesn't give us a good attack either, though. Like, it's not like it gets better for us. That's his 3rd disallow, though. It's nice to draw a Duress. Just like not drawing sideboard cards. Oh, he's got a Glimmer and an Azcanta. We didn't bring in a lot of sideboard cards. We drew like one of our Profanes. Moment of Craving. That has to just be a game, right? He has to have Scarab at this point. He's only got 20-some cards left in his deck, and he's put several on bottom. There just has to be a Scarab in his deck. Yep, there's Scarab. And he's got enough mana to use the Moment of Craving and to buy the thing back. Right the fuck on time, Duress. Exactly when you're useful. Turn 16. Alright, well, we're just dead. I think we had a lot of turns to draw another Profane. Alright, well anyway, so we scrubbed out with this deck. Comments about this deck. This deck, I feel, really needs 1-drops. I think the Alindras were pretty bad. I also feel like it needs cast-outs, probably more than Thopter Arrest, but I'm not sure. The deck felt fine. I kind of enjoyed it, but like, right off the bat, I don't think this card's particularly good. I think there's a good chance that that card and my play mistakes potentially cost us that game. I don't think that card's particularly good. Not having a Danto seems like a large mistake. It's like just good in too many matches. But maybe it's getting worse now because Moment of Craving's picking up a lot of popularity. I think I still want 23 lands. What's this guy thingy? I don't know what the Sky thingy's called. This thingy. I think if we want a 1-drop, that we want this one. Puts us at 61 cards, which is too many. Also felt like I wanted cast outs in the sideboard of some kind. I don't own a cast out? Wow. That's impressive. Can't believe that I don't own a cast out. Don't know what else to take out of the sideboard. I feel like maybe this card's just... Maybe it's not as good as I think it is. I think I want that card too much. And if I was going to play the deck again, I'd probably try something like this. This seems like what I would try if I was going to try it again. I think the Sky Marchers are kind of good. Just having more 1-drop seems pretty relevant. Maybe I don't want all 3 Yahinis. Maybe I just want 2. I do have a lot of 3-drops. feel like this is what I was going to play if I was going to try this deck again. But that being said, we're going to hop off here tonight. We'll probably be back sometime past midnight for our Friday stream because I have things in real life I have to do Friday, so I won't be able to make the normal time. You'd like to see this deck played. What are we looking at, JJ? This card seems odd. This Exec 75 or this deck in general? This Exec 75, JJ? I favorite this deck. Alright, this deck. Alright, we'll pencil this deck in for Saturday, Venge. So this is what we'll play Saturday. Yep. I'm fine with it. That's what we'll play Saturday then. Is there a download link? Yes, they are. Nice. Wait, why are you not working? It says download. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Alright, so Saturday it is. This is our Saturday deck. And we're going to find somebody to host right now. Everybody's playing Streamer Showdowns. Like a bunch of people who don't even really stream are playing Streamer Showdowns. I have no idea what we're going to play Friday, or later tonight, but I do want to play a little bit faster deck. We might play this later tonight. We'll either play that Saturday or later tonight. But anyway, we're going to host MJ, and we're going to hop off here and find dinner. Thanks for stopping by, everybody, and take care, everyone.